Hello, everyone. My name is Beatrice. I am the founder of PD Buddy, and today I am here with Scott McLeod. Hi, Scott.
Well done on pronouncing the surname. You did well. Hello.
Scott is calling us from Scotland, and he is the co-founder of something very, very interesting for people with Parkinson's. It's co-founder of StrydAR, Parkinson's walking glasses. Scott, tell us a little bit more. What is it? What are Parkinson's walking glasses? What does it do?
So we originally came up with the in fact 6 years ago when my friend who's a neurophysio um, came to me and showed me a video of someone walking around his living room with a Parkinson's stoop and a Parkinson's shuffle. He on one side of the living room there was like A4 sheets of paper. And when he walked on the A4 sheets of paper, his posture improved and his gait improved. It's like his Parkinson's walk disappeared. Um, and I thought that was a magic trick, or at least fake. But Dave told me that no, this is a process called visual cueing. First time I ever heard of it, and it's something that's used in clinics all over the world. Um, so the question became, could we create a product or a device that someone could take this visual cue with them anywhere they go and have it at their fingertips. And we started this journey 6 years ago, and now we have a certified medical device in the UK that we can put into the market, and we have customers around the world. Um, so the glasses are they just look like normal sports sunglasses, cycling glasses, running glasses. They're pretty cool. They're photochromatic, so you're seeing them quite dark. I have a light in front of me, but in when the light goes, they lighten up, so you can see how clear they actually are. But the magic of the glasses comes from this optical engine inside. So what that does is it projects a visual cue in the upper peripheral vision of the wearer. It's like a hologram, and it's a yellow fluorescent line uh, that's horizontal, and it just sits. So if someone was standing maybe 2 meters in front of you, the line would sit on top of their head. Now you're not meant to focus on the line or use any of your cognitive energy to gamify anything. It just is working through your peripheral vision. So you need to see it and you need to be aware that it's there for your brain to see it. And then all the magic is happening behind the scenes. And we can go into that in more detail if you want. But that's basically what our glasses do: is they take something that is in the real world, this visual cueing, and we've created a digital version of that.
So when you put the glasses on, you reminded me of Tom Cruise going to in Top Gun. So what is the visual cueing technology?
It's interesting you mentioned Top Gun. Let me sort of take you where the birthplace of this the optical engines start from. So the company that make this part for us, they actually make the heads-up displays for fighter pilot helmets. But the interesting technology is it's a part of the technology they call focused infinity, which means that although it's only focusing, the line is only being projected on the lens. It actually looks like it's floating around 2 meters in front of you, and that's where the kind of real magic from the glasses comes from. But in terms of visual cueing, um, I mean, we've known about visual cueing for decades. The traditional visual cues like lines on the floor or tiled surfaces or anything that is a visual reference. And what that can do with anyone with a neurological movement disorder, like Parkinson's, but others, is it can give a visual reference. But the way a traditional cue works is it requires someone to look at the cue, whether it's a line on the floor, and step over it. So they're using their core vision and they're using their cognitive energy to look at the line. The other thing that they're also doing is they're looking down. And that's kind of like the opposite of what you want to do with someone that has a, mobility issue. It creates all sorts of issues like lacking in confidence and that kind of thing. Where ours differs from a traditional visual cue is that as we were developing the glasses and we tried 80, 90 different types of visual cues, in the lower peripheral vision, things that moved, we actually discovered, and this is just through trial and error, that a visual cue in the upper peripheral vision had this added advantage. It still worked as a visual cue, so it still had all the benefits of visual cue, but had this added advantage of improving posture. So the minute someone put the glasses on almost instantly, in most occasions, in most circumstances, it is instantly. You see them rising, you see their chest expanding, and and that is something they're not really aware of that they're doing. It just has this magic trick to the brain. And in the peripheral vision, the part of the brain that's processing that information is more automotive. So you're not using any cognitive energy to look at the line. It's working in your subconscious. It's kind of like it's where all your spatial awareness is being processed. So if you're walking through a doorway, you're not using your core vision to look around the doorway and analyze how that is. Your spatial awareness, your peripheral vision is doing that for you, and it's doing it without you even thinking about it.
So how the holographic cue looks like? What do we see inside the glasses?
Just a yellow line. Can you imagine, a lightsaber, Star Wars lightsaber? So if you can imagine that, but on its side, and that's probably exactly what it looks like.
Okay. And you mentioned problems with gait and
Yes.
freezing. What kind of symptoms of Parkinson's your glasses are helping with?
So in terms of mobility symptoms, our glasses can improve posture, improve balance, and improve the length of your stride, so your walking gait. It kind of goes back to kind of reverses your Parkinson's mobility and goes back to more a natural walk. So it's a more fluid walk. So although we say our glasses don't necessarily help you in a freezing episode, they may not. What we do say is because your mobility is more fluid, we reduce the freezing episode. So someone who would maybe freeze as they walk through a doorway, and that is kind of removed. Or someone who has a fascinating walk when they're doing a turn, that is somewhat removed. So these kind of fascinating and freezing episodes are reduced because the body is have a more fluid and natural walk to it.
Have the people who already have the glasses, have they reported any other additional improvements to the other symptoms apart from better walking?
Yeah, they do. All anecdotal. But we have around 60 members at the moment. Some of the things that they'll one of the things we hear the most is that there's a reduction in pain, like muscle pain and muscle cramping. That's reduced. Improvement in sleep patterns are a common one that we get told. So someone who has issues sleeping, and we have one customer who only wears his glasses 15 minutes before he goes to bed, because his medication works for his mobility throughout the day, but his biggest issue is his sleep. So he wears them 15 minutes before he goes to bed, and then that relaxes his muscles, and so he has a better night's sleep.
Interesting.
Um, yeah. So other things, improved confidence is huge. Improvement in confidence, and I think because their mobility has been improved, their posture, so they're looking out instead of looking down. That in itself is improving someone's confidence. They're looking at the terrain ahead of them. The seeing the terrain like 10 meters away, as opposed to always looking at the ground. So there's that. But also, as their mobility improves, they get more confidence to do things. They get more independence. And then the magical one happens is they get hope and they have joy. And that brain chemistry that gets created from that hope and joy is magical. And it's almost like a flywheel that starts with the glasses, and with them, they have to be involved. They have to wear the glasses and adopt these glasses into their daily routines. But when they do that, everything just starts to click into place. Now, it's important to say that we don't have a 100% success rate. It's a visual cue. Not everybody is susceptible to a visual cue as much as the next person. We see about a 75% success rate in the glasses that we send out versus the glasses that we get returned. But people don't always return them because the glasses don't work. They'll return them because of an illness, or return them because they have a lack of support. So where we see the most benefit is when someone is wearing the glasses and they have a team, a small team, but just some cheerleaders around them, whether it's a spouse or family or a care team. But when someone has that team and that's able to take videos of them walking and show them the differences between their before and after wearing the glasses, that really helps to resonate with the person and for them to say, yeah, no, these glasses now are part of who I am. And that's what we say with our members, is when they talk about the glasses, they very much talk about my glasses do this, my glasses do that, when I wear my glasses. And we don't want people to wear them all the time. Some of our members do. I mean, Eddie behind me, Eddie's our oldest member. Well, our longest member and oldest. Eddie must be 87 now. Eddie took part in our pilot study like 5 years ago, and he had such a fantastic experience with the glasses. We never had the heart to take them off him again. He actually asked us, or asked the university that they were carrying out the study, if he could keep the glasses for another month. And when they asked him why, he said because without the glasses, he needed to use his relator. And with the glasses, he didn't need to use the relator. His granddaughter was getting married, and he wanted to keep the glasses for the wedding so that he could walk into the church, in his words, like a soldier, instead of going in with a walker. So I mean, Eddie's main issue was balance. He used to fall all the time, and the walker was really there as a security blanket for him. But he never had the confidence to walk without it, and the glasses gave him that confidence. And the difference is night and day. And we have Eddie. We created an interview with Eddie, and it's on our website. So there's a long interview with Eddie and his wife, and some videos on there that people can see.
Oh, that's
But yeah,
lovely.
5 years. Now, the other interesting thing of Eddie is Eddie's had Parkinson's for 35 years. His neurologist in the last 5 years has said that his Parkinson's hasn't got any worse. Now, we don't know if that's to do with the glasses. Eddie believes it is, and that's fine. I'm happy for him to believe that, but that's anecdotal. But yeah, that's his experience. And when I first met Eddie, he was depressed. He was talking about end of life. He was talking about how Parkinson's was taking stuff away from him. And Eddie stays about an hour from me. And anytime I'm in the area, we'll go and visit and we'll have a coffee. And every time I go now, he just tells me jokes the whole time I'm there. He has this like youthful energy about him now, which is magical.
Wow, this is a really lovely story. Thank you. We're definitely gonna have to look it up, Eddie's story.
Yeah.
You mentioned Eddie wants to use it all the time. Exactly. My next question is how often people are supposed to use the glasses, and when? Only when they are walking, and also did people notice any dizziness or any other side effects?
Right. Okay. So lots there. They when someone has a positive effect with the glasses and they have a leaning forward posture, it can cause a little bit of dizziness. Um, People will say like, "Oh, I felt a little bit, like motion sickness." I mean, sickness is a strong term, but it's actually a positive thing. It just shows that the improvement in the posture and the fluid in the inner ear is kind of finding a new equilibrium. Can't say that word. And that's what causes that feeling of motion. It's a bit like if you're on a ship for a few weeks and you come ashore, you feel that little, you feel like you still got your sea legs. That it doesn't last for long. It only lasts for maybe about 30 seconds, and it doesn't happen every time. It eventually goes away. Now, regarding the usage, the how often do we want you to use, like, one of the things that I think we do well is when we send out a pair of glasses, we want to be involved in the first part of the journey, like the first month, as much as we possibly can, because everybody's Parkinson's and everybody's lifestyle is unique to them. And we acknowledge that. It's the only thing I know about Parkinson's that's fact is that no two people are the same. So when we send a pair of glasses down, we jump on what we call a getting started call. We discuss how to charge them. We discuss about finding the visual cue. I mean, it can be a little challenging for some people to actually find it because it is in a very specific field of view and it's kind of like in the corner. When we send a pair of glasses, we we send them down with a little red dot on them, so when people put them on, we ask them to look at the red dot, and when they turn the glasses on, simply by just pushing the front of the glasses, and the visual cue appears. And once they're able to see the visual cue, they can remove the dot. But it's just a really good visual for to help people because we do all this virtually. We work with people all over the world, and virtually is how we do. I'm based up in small village in the northeast of Scotland, and I'm happy to stay here. Um, so as we work with people, we'll say to them, yeah, maybe use the glasses, depending on their mobility, twice a day, up to 20 minutes in the morning, late afternoon, or early evening. We find that that's a common time for people's part to be off their meds or they have more mobility issues. In the afternoon, people get fatigued, and our glasses can help with that. They can pop the glasses on, go for a little walk, and that seems to give them that bit more energy. So after a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, we jump on another Zoom call and we discuss the data that they give us back. So how was their experience? How did they feel with the glasses? And we answer all their questions. And then we start to discuss usage, whether we continue with the 20 minutes twice a day or we take that down to a few minutes every hour, depending on their lifestyle. Some people we discuss wearing the glasses before they go and do something like an event. So if they were going to the supermarket, we could say to them, wear the glasses for 15 minutes, take them off, and then go to the supermarket. Many people have a residual effect from wearing the glasses. So unlike a walking stick cane, you put it down, it stops being effective. When people take off the glasses, they have this residual effect where their mobility is still improved. And talking to them, we can start to understand how long that residual effect is for. And again, there's no two people the same. It could be half an hour or it could be the whole day. And that's just something that we work with. We try not to encourage people to wear them all the time. We don't want it to be something else that just become reliant on. We want it for them to find the best usage. And we do that over having many conversations with them to say, okay, that's fine. Try it here, try it there. But like I said, Eddie wants to wear his glasses all the time, and that's his choice, and that's fine. So anytime he's mobile, he's wearing his glasses, and and we can do that. And it doesn't seem like the brain gets used to the visual cue and it stops being effective. We just don't want people to replace some mobility aid for another mobility. We want ours to be a part of their um, you know rehab, for want of a better word.
How quickly people see the difference? So how quickly the glasses are effective? Is it for how long they need to wear it?
This is the best part about my job because um, it's in most cases, like most cases, it's instant, and then what I deal with is usually a lot of emotion with people because they have this feeling that their Parkinson's has been cured, and then we have to bring them back down. No silver bullet. We have to have that conversation with them to say, look, this is we're treating a symptom, and your mobility has improved. Um, some people will think, oh, does it keep improving? Does it keep is there more things to come? So sometimes there's a bit of management because they've had this big spike in dopamine, boom, right up to, the glasses are working, I'm going out. There was a lady, Carol, she had Parkinson's for 5 years and DBS 3 years ago, and she kind of um, became a prisoner in her own home. After the DBS, her mobility became so bad. She falls about 8 to 10 times in her house every day. Uh, so we had an onboarding call one day or day one, and the next day I get a phone call at 9 o'clock in the morning from her. She was like, "These glasses have changed my life," and I was like, "Tell me more. Tell me how instantly she started wearing the glasses. Wasn't freezing walking through her doorways, wasn't festinating, and just has this more fluidity in her walk." And I get a video from her 3 days after that, saying that she'd walked round to her sister's house, which is a 15-minute walk. No walking stick. She was carrying a bunch of flowers. And then a week later, so week two, we're having a coaching call. And I said, "How are you getting on?" She says, "Yeah, she stays in around the Newcastle area." She says, "I've been into Newcastle 3 times this week." I said, "Oh yeah, cool." She goes, "Yeah, I jumped on a bus independently, went into to Newcastle, did shopping, went round Marquis, back on the bus, back home 3 times." And I was like, "Whoa, slow down." Her husband were like, his nerves were in bits because she had this new independence. And then now we're managing her emotion because she has a fear that the glasses might stop working because they have changed her life.
That's life-changing, definitely. She got her life back.
Yeah.
What about people who already have glasses, the prescription glasses and
Yes.
contacts? Do they put on top of it or they can exchange it? How does it work?
Our glasses are not designed to be worn on top of another pair of glasses. So we ask people if they're able to move around, walk around without their prescription glasses. Now, we do have members who have found a hack. They'll go to their optician and they'll find a pair of glasses small enough that will go underneath. Actually, I mean, like these glasses I'm wearing, so they're like wireframe glasses. They actually can fit underneath them quite easily. But it is a hack. They're not designed for that. But if it's something you need and the glasses help, if our glasses help you, we ask that you try them without prescription glasses to see if they help. And if they do help, then you can go to the opticians and find a pair of small glasses, £25 or something, that can work underneath the StrydAR glasses. But we are working on version 2, and we're working with a company in Oxford who are trying to figure out a way that we can add an additional piece to the glasses that would add a prescription version. We don't want to make the glasses themselves prescription, but it would be an add-on that we could clip on or something. But most people, to be fair, will happily walk around without prescription glasses, even if they need them. And we're not asking people to go shopping and look at labels and read things. It's just usually to begin with, it's around their home.
Okay. And so now you talk about the customers as members. So
Yeah.
let's go into specific, how much are the glasses? What are the costs? What does it mean being a member? And where are they available? You are based in Scotland, so obviously, and you mentioned the glasses are being verified in the UK as a medical device. But do you also ship outside of the UK? So where is it available? What are the costs?
So we can send them. We're happy to send it. If someone contacts us from America, we're happy to send out a pair of glasses. We'll send them out as a therapy or a health and wellness product. they're to be sold in the US as a medical device would have to go through FDA approval. So we can either buy the glasses or rent the glasses. We used to call it a subscription, but I think rent them is probably more accurate. I mean, we like to be involved in terms of coaching, and but usually after the second month, we don't need to be involved, but we're happily if someone wants to contact us and set up a meeting, we'll do that. So the glasses to buy them outright, I'm going to quote prices excluding VAT because if someone has in the UK anyway has a disability, they don't need to pay the VAT. So it's £1,600 to buy the glasses, or to rent them, it's £85. Now the rent is a month by month rent. We're not tying anyone into a 12-month contract. So basically, if someone wanted to try the glasses to see if they worked or not, it's £85 to rent the glasses for a month, and they'll know pretty quickly whether the glasses will work or not. But they can keep them for the month, and if they don't work, they can send them back, and it's cost them £85. That's the gamble.
Okay.
I mean, we're looking at other options as well. Like you pay X amount, and then you'll own the glasses. There's sorts of rules and regulations around that before we can do that. Maybe we introduce a contract, like a 12-month contract. So once someone knows that the glasses work, maybe we can reduce the cost a little bit more by having this 12-month contract, so we can know that someone's going to be in there for 12 months. So we can reduce the price. So these are all the things, but most of the information that we do, we get back from our community. I mean, we call them members because we started off as a subscription, but I really want the glasses to go out and create its own community, and I want that community to be communicative with each other, whether that's on Facebook or WhatsApp or Zoom calls. I want that. That's my vision for the future. I mean, I want striders, forward-facing people, to be people that are wearing the glasses that have Parkinson's. I mean, I know a lot about Parkinson's, but I don't have Parkinson's, so I can't, talk with that experience. So we have many members who are willing to jump in a call with someone to tell if someone's interested in trying the glasses, or even someone who's got the glasses and is working out whether they're going to help or not. I mean, I mentioned Carol earlier. Carol's it was a little bit emotional because she was scared that the glasses might stop working. So I set her up with a WhatsApp call with Diane, one of our other members, who has very similar experience to Carol, also had DBS, and they're able to have a chat. And Diane's been wearing our glasses for 3 years, so she's able to give Carol that knowledge that her glasses are still working for her, and she can go on holiday and have all these experiences because of the glasses.
You know your customers quite very well and intimately, and for
Yeah, that's my best. That's what I love. We have my day is spent having conversations with people telling me about their life and about their experiences. I mean, Chris is another guy. So Chris has probably been a client member for maybe coming on for 4 weeks. Chris has also had DBS. Chris is an ex-police, action man, outdoor sports activities, you name it. He would go on an annual trip with all his mates every year. They'd go golfing, cycling, hiking. And Chris was still able to do that with his Parkinson's. But after his DBS, he wasn't so confident. His mobility had deteriorated. And yeah, he kind of, his social activities had kind of started to freeze up. He started wearing the glasses almost instantly. His mobility improved. You just see the fluidity and the natural walking start to return to his walk. Now, last week, he went to the Lake District with his friends and had this annual trip. He hasn't been in 2 years. He went cycling, he went hiking, he won their golf tournament that they have, and drove home. You know, stayed there for 2 days and drove home. And his wife, I was talking to his wife, and she was like, "I, this is just, you know, the old Chris back." And that's what his friends were saying. It's having old Chris back, and that's wonderful to see. I mean, this is my life. I get to hear these wonderful stories. I mean, it's on the flip side, when the glasses don't work and someone has that hope that they're going to work and they don't, like that has the opposite effect. That crashes you. And we just have to acknowledge that they don't work for everyone. But I think we've got a pretty good success rate.
You have some stories you've been telling us, and I know you have some videos of. I think this will show our audience the best how the glasses make a difference. If you can show it to us.
You're struggling again. Right, forget about the poo bags. Let's just try and do you a bit of walking.
What's the poo you're standing?
I know I'm not going to stand the poo. I can see what I'm doing. Enjoy Costco. Enjoy Costco.
I want to mention another guy, Tudor. So Tudor's 82, has Parkinson's, but he had an illness and he was in hospital for quite a while. When he came out, his mobility was just absolutely non-existent. And his daughter got in touch with us and asked if you know about the glasses, and we said, well, let's try. So we have a video of the first day that Tudor wore the glasses, and you know, and we have a video of him like before he actually wore the glasses, and then there's another video they sent us like almost a month later when he was walking into a shopping center, a supermarket and with this trolley, and the difference is just like it's a different person. You would not know. You would think that the side by side videos, you think it was a different person. So there are lots of magical moments like these, and but that gives me, so you know, I'm the founder, I'm the owner. We have a small team, i.e., mostly me, but we have another, you know, other couple of people that work there, that work with us, and we're bootstrapped, self-funding. We were lucky enough to get, you know, some grants. We won a competition, a Scottish competition called Scottish Edge. So we won a bit of money with that because we won the competition. But for the most part, it's our own money that we're putting in and reinvesting back into the company. And you know, sometimes it is challenging. Every day you got to get up and do this, and you know, you wonder if you know, if you're going to get to serve enough people. So we have three problems. We have an awareness problem, a trust problem, and a credibility problem. And when we can address all of them, then I'll be able to relax.
So what's next for StrydAR? Any new, you going to add other technologies to the glasses? You mentioned version 2. What's the, if there's any other technologies you can combine with the visual cueing?
I think we're at the cusp of a new category of you know, health. I think healthcare eyewear has huge potential. I mean, we focused on the visual cueing aspect of things, but you know, you think of dementia, Alzheimer's. You know, if they had a pair of glasses that could recognize people or help someone, you know, a family member who stays at a different side of the country to, you know, watch them make a meal, or anyone that needs some augmentation in their life. I mean, I know that there's glasses that exist now where you can wear them, and if you're in a foreign country, it'll give you a readout of what the person's saying in English, if they're talking in Spanish. So in healthcare has always been a driver for technology. I mean, this mouse was developed for disabilities, and now we all use it. Touchscreen was developed for disabilities, and now we all use it. I think wearing glasses, we talk about, you know, augmented reality glasses and mixed reality glasses and the adoption of that. I think it's for someone to wear glasses, it has to be fixing a problem first. You know, we wear spectacles because of our eyesight. We wear sunglasses because of the sun, and that's only two reasons we actually wear glasses on our face. Nobody wants to wear glasses if they don't have to. So by fixing a problem, people will wear glasses and they'll adopt that technology. But I think it's there's a huge opportunity, a huge market ahead of us. You know, we're going to be a small part of that. But what we want to do with our glasses is, you know, we have the version 1. We know the issues with them because we listen to our users and they tell us. So for instance, these glasses, one of the biggest things about them is they're quite fiddly to charge. So there's a charging docking station is underneath the nose bridge. Let me demonstrate. So what someone has to do is they have to put it in the right way. They have to fiddle around and then clip it in. And for someone with Parkinson's, that could be a huge challenge. I mean, it's a huge challenge for everyone. The first thing we wanted to address was that. That was the first issue we wanted to address. We've done that with the version 2. We don't know when they're going to go live. We're still discussing amounts and costs in doing that. But the next version will have a magnetic clip, so it will just, as soon as you get near it, it'll stick. We're in that version of glasses. We hope to address the prescription version, and we will listen to what people are saying, what they need. We don't want to overload it with features. I think the magic of what we've done is that we've kept it simple. We've kept it just doing one thing. and one thing really well, the visual cue. We don't want to complicate it. I mean, once you start complicating this type of technology, then you have to take in, phones and all sorts of things like this would have to be tethered to a phone if we wanted to make it dynamic, and give us information. So we'll just wait and see what the users want. Sorry, I'm just gonna charge my computer. So we want to take our lead from first principles, from what our users, our members, what they are asking for, and it may be just they want a choice, which is something that we get asked for. Oh, do they come in different colors or do they come in different shapes? And yeah, we would love to do that, but first let us fix the mobility problem, and then we'll work on how individual they can be.
Scott, it has been absolutely lovely speaking to you. Thank you so much. If you want more information or email directly with Scott, easy to find them. We'll leave the information below in the description on the interview. And also you can find them obviously on a PDBody app, which is free for people with Parkinson's and their families, in the directory. And Scott has been very kind to give a discount for PDBody members, which you can find on the app over there. Thank you so much for this. And usually I also ask the questions about trials, about working with university. And we have at the very end, I said it to the end because there's a very nice interview with the Scottish TV, which talks about the study with the Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck, everyone. Bye-bye.
Those behind a pair of smart glasses designed in the Northeast hope it will improve the mobility of people with Parkinson's. 70% of those who took part in a trial by Robert Gordon University showed an improvement in their ability to walk after just 2 weeks of wearing the device. It's made participants less reliant on other aids like walking sticks. Kirsten Tate has more.
83-year-old Eddie Bandine has suffered from Parkinson's for 20 years. Prone to falling down and becoming stuck when walking, these state-of-the-art glasses have had a life-changing effect.
The difference is remarkable.
Before the glasses, always on tenterhooks when we went out, because if he started the small steps, I knew he would go down. We went across to the RGU and spoke with Julie, and she fitted the glasses on, and he walked upright.
Whoever wears these smart glasses designed in Lossiemouth will be met with a hologram projected 2.5 metres in front of them, helping to improve their mobility. And despite being a high-tech device, you'd be mistaken for thinking they were just a pair of sunglasses.
People who have Parkinson's are usually pretty conscious about using a medical device because they're cognitively still aware that they have Parkinson's. So they don't want people to see them with a walking stick or a walking aid. So one of the things that was important to us was that we created glasses that were practically invisible.
The way each participant walked was measured on a sensory mat before the trial began. After 2 weeks of wearing the glasses, the participants' walking was reassessed, and 5 of 7 found some improvement in their balance, stability and confidence. When they came back to do the pressure mat again, what kind of results did you see?
So the results were varied, but some people really felt the fluidity of their walking had improved, they felt more confident walking and walked with a more even stride length, so they felt more confident and could walk faster with an improved quality. Whereas other people perhaps felt that they improved their posture, other people felt it improved their balance. But we also had some people that it made no difference at all for their walking.
It's hoped this northeast development will have a global reach and improve the lives of the 12 million people living with Parkinson's around the world, and allow people like Eddie to live the most independent life possible. Kirsten Tate, STV News.